Hello, faithful Lorenzonites. Today, episode 22 of KSP Contracting, and we are going to do a few small things before getting on to the launch of the day. First things first is time warping 90 days up to the course correction of the Duna vehicle. Now, that is taking longer than the 30-day launch windows we are used to, and I reason there are some kerbals happily exploring the asteroid base complex, so they can have some time. No new launches are strictly required, and there's no asteroids on a collision course, so there's no stress in our space program. Speaking of asteroids, let's track a new one, see if something like that could happen. A Class C one here, there we go, and that's going to whiz past quite harmlessly. So let's see, our maneuver here is slated for 5 days from now, so we can watch the rest from the cockpit. Let's see how our kerbals are doing. I hope they're well. They have been en route for quite a while now, and this vehicle shall, of course, hopefully see them through their Duna mission. So, Duna has been targeted, that's good. And what we need to do now is set up a plane change maneuver so that this near approach will actually turn into a encounter. So, that ruined it. Well, apparently it's not possible to get an encounter from here. So the waiting was all in vain. Of course, that's not actually the case, but it does seem to be like that. There we go. With using the mouse wheel, I seem to be able to... there we go. This would be an encounter. It's not the best one, but we can fine-tune that again later. This is at least a burn that we will attempt. And it is, shock of shocks, only 7 meters per second. So the burn will have to happen in 7 days. And this is the beauty of doing your corrections from far away. That means that they can be really, really tiny. So, oh yeah, I forgot, you can't rotate this graph too much because this of course swings like a pendulum. And let's see, I think our kerbals are in here in the mobile processing lab. Yeah, there they are, Mercus and Jebediah. Oh yeah, Jebediah is on this mission. Oh, it will go well for sure. That is nice. So, let's arrange the ship properly, facing the blue marker. 1, 2, 3, almost there. And let's time warp to 7 days in the future. There we are, 30 minutes remaining, and well, we don't need to be completely on the ball because we are talking years, not hours, but it's always nice to, you know, at least do it somewhat right. I'm going to do the maneuver with RCS, so let's see how this will evolve the closest approach. We have the RCS to do this. Oh. Is that actually working? I'm not sure it is working. It is working, but we are only changing our speed very, very slowly. So it's 70,000. Let's skip over the remainder. I'll make the best approach I can and then show you. Well, that's certainly not great, but we have an encounter at least for 37,000 kilometers of altitude. Let's see if I can tweak a maneuver node already. Oh, well, now we get this, where you can't really put a maneuver node. Oh, well, I can put it here and drag it. Let's have a look at that. Because I want to have this, of course, to be... I want this to be slightly closer, if at all possible. Now, it is, of course, possible to change that from the sphere of influence of Duna itself, but that would take quite a lot of delta V, and we could possibly do it from here. Although the system appears to be too coarse for this. I do know that it is possible to... Oh, look at that. I do know that it is possible to make this better with mods, but I'm running an unmodded game here, so I want to do that. Let's see instead if I can do it just by trial and error through here. That's 19,000, 15,000, 9,000. Well, let's call it 10,000. That's 9 again. Well, let's leave this maneuver node here. It's 11 meters per second. I'll quick save and move on to our next little chore before a launch, which is naming the asteroid base. And Lorenzonite Matthew has come up with 3 different possible names, and one of them I liked a lot. It's the Star. And let's first grab that base. Here we have it, I think, the Science and Habilitation module. That makes me chuckle because I'm fairly sure it should be Habitation module, but hey, this is Kerbal and we don't care what stuff is named. Apart from the asteroid module, of course, let's see. Do I go here now and change the name? How is this even in the map view? It's just this, the Science and Habilitation module. Right. We are going to call it the Star. That's the subscriber tackled asteroid research. And then I'm going to call it a base. So it's going to be a star base. But that means subscriber tackled asteroid research base. And rename vessel. So we will christen it a station and call it the star base. There we go. So now that that's done with, we can hop down to the planet. Marvel from the view here. Seanman and Wilfred are doing fine, they told me. And now we are going to launch a mission to the moon, and we shall do it Apollo style. And we shall first time warp so that we can launch in the daytime. There we go. We have in the vehicle assembly building the Moon Polar Lander. It should be Polar, but I'll go with the Moon Polar Lander. I'm not the grammar police, I'm a rocket science madman. So here we go, we have a launch stage, we have a command module, and we have a lander module. Now, how many guys shall we take? That's of course the question. We're not going to fill them all up, because if this mission should fail, then they will all be dead. So we're going to take one of the veterans, Bill, and another one. I think they're all veterans by now. We're going to take Sigas. He's been to the moon before. He can be the command module pilot, and Bill can pilot the lander. So let's quickly save that. I don't know why I did that, and move on to the launch. We shall attempt a lunar pole landing. Oof, just hit my desk really, really hard with my elbow, and that hurt like a motherfucker. But you know, no pain, no gain. We're going into the sky. There we go. Anyway, this video is liable to get rather long, so I'm going to accelerate certain bits, so expect to see a shortened launch sequence where boring bits are cut out. First, I'm expecting booster separation, which will happen any second now. There they go. Then the first 2 asparagus staged outer boosters are falling off. Here we are slightly pitching over, and I will turn to 45 degrees when the last asparagus staged boosters will fall off. And at that point I can also pitch over further, because we're getting well into space already. Well, not quite. Oh no, 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 no! Oh god. Well, that's a bummer. I thought that would be going so well. Coryzilla Gamer, the designer of this rocket, is, well, thrashing in his observatory now, maybe. I don't know. Sorry, it was looking to be a great mission. The rocket seemed to be doing well. Unfortunately, I was steering while I separated the stages. Well, there could have been separatrons, but there also could have been a steadier pilot. So let's see if we can salvage the mission. Let's see. Does this lander have landing gear? It does not. So the command module is the only thing that can land. So that needs to remain attached. So we're going to ditch this and fire this. Turn away from the booster. Cut out the engine. And see if we can establish orbit. because everything is better in orbit, and that will give us some time to plan the mission. The possible continuation of the mission. Right, oh, we are going backwards now, so we want to control that from here. Everyone is still confused. Well, it could have been worse. All our crew is still alive. We still have our Earth return mechanism. I do think that I left one of the guys in the lander for takeoff. No, I did not. They're both in this, so that's good. Their safety is still sort of assured. We can still do science. Can we do science here in the upper atmosphere? 1.6 points. I'm not going to go for that. We might even still be able to go somewhere. Although, possibly not. Can we do this science? We are falling. Yes. If I turn it straight up, will we then be able to not fall? I don't think this has the thrust to weight to salvage this. So we have a few seconds before we have to commit to our landing. Let's see if we can get some temperature data. Pressure data. Ooh! We want this. I don't think we can have it though. We can transmit it. There we go. 4 science points. It's not the mother lode. I don't dare pop a kerbal outside here to grab it. That would be rough for him. So we can do the materials bay. There's nothing to be gained there. We can do a barometric scan of the lower atmosphere. Maybe that will net us a little bit of science. Otherwise, I am afraid that Sigas and Bill are not in fact going to the moon today. That is a pity. It also means that my plan of sharing lots of interesting news while performing a lunar polar landing is in fact going to fail. What I wanted to talk to you about is a shirt, a t-shirt, which has sensors built into it. Very space age, very futuristic in my opinion. You might be aware that elderly people have some troubles that don't plague us youngsters. They fall over sometimes and then are liable to really hurt themselves. They get health problems and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of research is going into how to prevent these kinds of horrible things and how to make life nice and easy for our elderly residents. And these kinds of things, well, now they're let me first talk about what it actually is that I'm talking about. There's a shirt that has sensors woven into the fibers of the shirt, and that means that they can measure things like heart rate and breathing rate and who knows what else. There's no wristbands, there's no special things, there's just a shirt that you wear, and that then links to your smartphone or something and transmits data. Now, technology like this has been in development for a while, but there's now a marketable shirt. It's aimed at athletes and joggers, and these people that use the apps to brag about the distances they run on Facebook and that sort of stuff. They're marketed for that segment, but the potential is huge. I would like clothing that has sensors in it, not just heart rate, but if I can wear clothes that dial an ambulance if I overdose or do something stupid. Yes, I want that. I want to be in that future. So those are all nice things. I don't know, I'm not telling it too engagingly today. Ascribe that to the fact that I'm in a crashing spaceship trying to share some news. It doesn't work out too well. So hopefully next time we get some nice news from the moon, where we have all the time to talk about these things in a relaxed fashion. For now, we're going to have to decouple things and deploy some parachutes. Deploy parachutes, yes, in order to not die. Because even though the mission has been a failure, Sigas and Bill are rearing to go again. Now, I'm not quite decided on whether I'm going to retry the mission with this craft for next episode. I do have more submissions that I would like to see fly. On the other hand, it is a bit of a pity to just see your craft explode. So I might rebuild this one or do something else entirely. Of course, if you do have rockets that you want me to fly, do submit them. I do enjoy exploring craft that I did not make myself. Every time it's fun again. And I think you like to do so too. So anyway, thanks Corey. Unfortunately, your thing did not get to the moon. We will recover it though, and again, no kerbals have been lost. So this is getting to be a monumental streak. 21 episodes and no casualties. That's incredible. Incredible. And we have 84 science points. So we really do need some science-focused missions. Let's see, Rule, he requested some structural parts from the science tree. I'm thinking maybe this, the big girders. We need 300 points for that. We just need lots of science points, that's it. So a little bit of a short episode, even when I was fearing it would be unhandleably long. Anyway, I'm Lorenzo. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, check out my Twitter. Screw that, I don't have a Twitter. Check out my Tumblr. And send your submissions for your craft for the next episode. Thank you. Goodbye.